teach grade 8 through 12 math online, and I'm excited to show you guys something that we've been working on. It's a new part of the curriculum. It's self-reflection, and it's going to be embedded in all of your units in your math courses. I've just started in grade 8, and I've done some samples with you, and I can't wait to show you guys what's going on.
Here is a copy of the self-assessment that you will be using. As you notice, there are 4 different arrows that you need to type an X where you think you're at. Are you closer to a novice, just beginning that skill set? Or were you able to show a little bit more closer to an expert? You were strong at that skill. So under reasoning and analyzing, where it asks, how was your ability to reason? I want you to think, were you able to think through each question? Were you able to persevere? Show some grit in some of those really tough questions that you came across in the unit. For your understanding and solving, how is your understanding of this concept? For example, in fractions, do you feel confident with your ability to deal with fractions? Place an X above, depending on whether you think you're closer to the novice or expert side of that sliding scale. The next one is communicating. How is your communication? Were you able to organize your thoughts? Were you able to show your various steps? And lastly, what was your estimating like? Are you able to take a look at the answers you came up with and really take a look at whether your answers make sense? The next part of this self-assessment is a little bit of a short answer section. I'd like you to take a look at some of the skills that you learned in this unit and connect them to your daily life. So if we were doing a unit on fractions, where would you use fractions or see fractions in the typical daily going-ons? How about percents? Couple sentences, 2-3 sentences, put some thought into use of that skill within your daily life. As we move on to the second page of the self-assessment, I'd like you to choose one of the problems on the test and communicate to me how you went about solving it. Make sure you can communicate all the steps and what some of your assumptions were, and then justify your pathway. How did you get there to the answer? And for our last little bit of our self-assessment, what I'd like you guys to do is a little bit of goal setting. At the very end, there's a chance for you to take a look at maybe some math skills that you could be working on and focusing on, as well as some of the competencies. For example, maybe you need to take a look at analyzing or estimating to make sure that your answers seem reasonable in tests. I'd like you to not only choose one of each of these columns to have a skill to work on for next unit, but I'd also like you to communicate to me what action specifically are you going to take so that you are moving forward with those skills. As mathematicians, we always want to make sure we have a growth mindset and move forward with how we deal with numbers and numeracy as a whole.
I am so excited to see all your self-reflections coming back, and please let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.